vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. Today's video is going to be this week's playlist, and I'm going to be featuring a lot of Grateful Dead. And what was playing in the background, that was the Vintage Dead album, and the song that was playing was I Know You Rider, first song on first side. Great early recording of the Grateful Dead from 1966. So, as many of you know, Phil Lesh passed away like last week or the week before, so I've been playing a lot of Grateful Dead. And the Grateful Dead were always their best when they were performing live. So I've been listening to a lot of Live Dead, and I started out with this one. This is Live Dead from 1969, I believe. So good. This is one of the best live albums they did. It's just fantastic. The songs on here, there is only 6 songs on here, and it's a 2-record set. So but they do like Dark Star, St. Stephen, The 11, Love Light, Death Don't Have No Mercy, and We Bid You Good Night. But what was cool about this, I found this at a half-price books, and it's an early pressing because it's on the Warner Brothers 7 Arts label. It was briefly, I guess Warner Brothers Records teamed up with this other company called 7 Arts, and for a while the Warner Brothers Records were Warner Brothers 7 Arts. So anything on that label is early pressing. So yeah, but this is such a great album. Really, really love this album. Another good Grateful Dead album. This is Skull and Roses. Well, actually, the title is just The Grateful Dead, but fans have been calling it Skull and Roses for ages. And the Grateful Dead actually wanted to name this album Skull Fuck, but for obvious reasons they couldn't. So, but yeah, this is another fantastic live album from Grateful Dead, another 2-record set, and they do songs like Bertha, Mama Tried, which was a Merle Haggard song, Big Railroad Blues, Playing in the Band, Me and My Uncle, Me and Bobby McGee, Johnny Be Good, Wharf Rat is fantastic, and Going Down the Road, Feeling Bad. Just great stuff from Grateful Dead. There's the band there in their glory with Pigpen and Mr. Phil Lesh. Oh yeah, great stuff from Grateful Dead. Another fantastic album. And then this one. This is Europe 72. This is a 3-record set. And every song on here is killer. I mean, this is a great album too. I think all this stuff is so good. They do Cumberland Blues, One More Saturday Night, China Cat Sunflower is good. They do another version of I Know You Rider. Ramblin' Rose is great, Sugar Magnolia, Tennessee Jed, Truckin', Morning Dew. It's all just great stuff. The Grateful Dead were one of the best live bands ever. And this album, it's kind of fallen apart when I got it. I had to tape it up because it was split. The inside, really nothing, but I think it came with a book. Of course, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. came with this book here, a little pamphlet with pictures. Really cool stuff from the Grateful Dead. Another fantastic live album. But yeah, there you go. Grateful Dead, Europe '72. Fantastic album. And then probably my favorite studio album from the Grateful Dead is this one, American Beauty. And every song on here is just so good. Box of Rain, fantastic song. Ripple, Sugar Magnolia, Candyman, Broke Down Palace, Addicts of My Life, Truckin', just classic Grateful Dead. It's one of my favorite studio albums of theirs. But just great stuff from the Grateful Dead. So that was it for the Grateful Dead that I listened to this week. So the rest of the stuff is just going to be random albums that I've been listening to. And this one we got Weezer, the first album. This is the only Weezer album I have. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like Undone, the Sweater song, and Say It Ain't So is good. The Buddy Holly song. The World Has Turned and Left Me Here. You know, all of it's pretty good. Really good 90s sounding album. Weezer's first album, also known as the Blue Album. This originally came out in, I'm not sure, I think it was 94, 93 or 94, I think, is when this first came out. But great album from Weezer. Up next, this is Golden Earring, and it's called Seven Tears. This is from 1971. These guys didn't really release any of their albums in the U.S. until Moontan with Radar Love. That was their first album that was released in the U.S. But man, these guys are fantastic. There's just great stuff on here. Silver Ships is great. The Road Swallowed Her Name. Don't Worry. She Flies on Strange Wings is a great song. And This Is the Other Side of Life. And You're Better Off Free. But great album from Golden Earring from 1971. Earlier album they did. Like I said, after 73, I guess other albums were starting to come out in the U.S. But this is okay, this is a Holland issue, and it's on the Polydor label. But yeah, great stuff. Hard rock. Some of it sounds almost psychedelic. Just great guitar work on here. Everything is just a solid, really good album from Golden Earring. Seven Tears. Up next, this is The Veil, Surrender. This band is from England. This came out in 1984. I believe it's the only album they ever put out. But they sound a lot like Susie and the Banshees, which is a good thing because I really like this album. They got songs on here like Twist, Hoax, The Rain, Love in a Dying World, Pale Hose, Closet Floors, Thy Will, Mannequin, and the title song Surrender. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Kind of a obscure band. But yeah, if you like Susie and the Banshees, you might want to check this band out because they sound very similar to them. But great stuff from The Veil. And up next, this is Zymox, the Clan of Zymox. This is from, I'm not sure, I think it's mid-80s, but it's kind of a gothic sound, and it's all done on electronics, on synthesizers and stuff. But yeah, it's a great album, kind of dark sounding. You can see the titles there are kind of hard to read, but maybe I can get them off the label here. Not much better, but songs like A Day, No Words, Stumble and Fall, Cry in the Wind, Stranger, The Seventh Time, No Human Can Drown, but all pretty good stuff from Clan of Zymox. And this is the original inner sleeve. Not much there, but if you like synthesizers as the main instrument with a gothic sound to them, check out Clan of Zymox. Pretty good stuff. And up next, this is The Only Ones, a punk band from England. They're probably best known for the song Another Girl, Another Planet, which was covered by the Replacements. I don't think Replacements didn't ever record it, but they did perform it in concert a few times. But yeah, this is pretty good. Main guy in here is Peter Parrott. He's right there. This guy, he's the main songwriter and guitarist. He's really good. I mean, I really like this album. There's some good stuff on here. The Whole of the Law, Another Girl, Another Planet, Breaking Down, City of Fun, The Beast, Creature of Doom, Language Problem, No Peace for the Wicked. Pretty good stuff from The Only Ones. And this guy here, Mike Kelly, the drummer, he was in Spooky Tooth, which means he was also in the band Art, which was the band that turned into Spooky Tooth. But I'm getting sidetracked here. But yeah, The Only Ones, great album, great punky riffs, great kind of poppy punky, but really good. The Only Ones, their first album from 1979, I think. 1978. And up next, this is Bob Dylan and the Band, the Basement Tapes. This is pretty good. This is a bunch of songs that Dylan and the band recorded sometime in the late 60s, and a lot of these songs turned up on other people's albums. I mean, there was like this tape of this stuff, and a lot of people in the music business were passing this tape around of this stuff. And there's songs on here like This Wheel's on Fire, which was done by Julie Driscoll and Brian Auger and the Trinity. And You Ain't Going Nowhere is another one that was done by the Byrds. That's on their Sweetheart of the Rodeo album. Please Mrs. Henry, Tears of Rage is great. Too Much of Nothing, Yeah, Heavy, and a Bottle of Bread. Crash on the Levee, Down in the Flood, Tiny Montgomery. But yeah, great stuff. Like I said, these were like made, I guess he was trying to have some new songs out, and he made a bunch of demos, and so it was like making its way through the music industry, and people were hearing this stuff and making records of it. But yeah, great stuff. Bob Dylan and the Band, the Basement Tapes. This is a reissue from just like 2017, but it originally came out in 1975. But it was recorded like in the late 60s sometime. But yeah, great stuff from Bob Dylan and the Band, the Basement Tapes. And up next, this is the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. This is probably, other than the soundtrack to the movie Head, this is probably the Monkees' most psychedelic album. There's some really good songs on here. Salesman is good. She Hangs Out, The Door into Summer, Love Is Only Sleeping, Words is great. What Am I Doing Hanging Around? Pleasant Valley Sunday, the hit for this. Daily Nightly is really good. And Star Collector. But yeah, really good psych album, or psych pop album, I should say, from the Monkees. But great stuff. Love the Monkees. And up next, this is The Replacements, Not Ready for Prime Time, live at the Cabaret Metro, 1986. This was a Black Friday release from last year, from 2023, and man, this is good. Great stuff on here. Songs like Gary's Got a Boner, Love You Till Friday, Bastards of Young, Can't Hardly Wait, Answering Machine, fantastic song, Dose of Thunder, Taking a Ride, Hitchin' a Ride, which is an old 60s pop song. I can't remember who did that. Trouble Boys, Unsatisfied, great song. They do a cover of Black Diamond, a Kiss song, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. Also, some of their own songs, Color Me Impressed, Kiss Me on the Bus, Take Me to the Hospital, Kids Don't Follow. They even do a cover of Nowhere Man by the Beatles. Just great stuff. I love the Replacements. I did get to see them once, but not with Bob Stinson, because he was out of the band by then. They had the other guy, Slim, I can't remember his last name, but it's Slim something. But yeah, great stuff from the Replacements. Nice live album from 1986. Yeah. Just a few more here. Up next, this is Rocket from the Tombs. It's a Cleveland band that they were around in the 70s. They broke up in 75. When they broke up, some of the members formed a band called Pere Ubu, and the other members of the band formed the Dead Boys. So, yeah. And this is all these songs like Ain't It Fun and Sonic Reducer and Final Solution, Life Stinks. All these songs were done originally by this band. And like the Dead Boys did Sonic Reducer, Pere Ubu did Final Solution, Dead Boys also did Ain't It Fun, and Pere Ubu did 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. But what this is the band reunited. This was probably in, there's no date on here, but I think it's sometime in like the 2010s. But yeah, they went in the studio and they recorded as Rocket from the Tombs. They recorded all these classic songs that were done by Pere Ubu and the Dead Boys. And they got Richard Lloyd is on here from Television. And Richard Lloyd's on here because Peter Lochner, who was the original guitarist. He passed away in 1977. At one time he was going to be, or he auditioned to be in the band Television, and he knew everybody in the band. He knew Richard Lloyd and Tom Verlaine and all them. But of course he didn't get in there, but this was his band. But it was kind of ironic that they got Richard Lloyd to replace him on this album. But I'm rambling too much, and this is a great album, so if you ever see it, pick it up if you like this stuff. And the last one here, this is Humble Pie, their third album, self-titled. Great stuff from Peter Frampton and what's his name? Marriott, Steve Marriott, yes. But great album from Humble Pie. Great songs on here, like Live With Me, Only a Roach, One-Eyed Trouser Snake Rumba, I'm Ready, Red Light Mama, Red Hot, and Sucking on the Sweet Vine. Great stuff from Humble Pie, their third album. So that's it for this week. Running kind of over how I usually do, but that's it for this week. Hope you all enjoyed that. Thanks to everyone who subscribed in the last week. Thanks to everyone who leaves comments. And I hope everybody had a happy Halloween. And I hope you're going to have a cool weekend, and we'll see you later.